All right, people. This is Mark.
Mark and Joe show.
This next topic is going to be basically considered wake the fuck up.
That's a good topic. I like that.
Now, the reason we need to wake the fuck up, we need to start taking care of our own country. We need to start cleaning up our messes that we have made here because we've ignored it for way too long. Our government is so goddamn concerned about making sure that all these other countries are taken care of and that
feed the starving children in Africa.
All these damn...
You know those commercials.
I'm sorry to say it, but
we're going
to offend the shit out of you. We need to take these stupid commercials off the air.
They need to be banned.
That are out there saying, feed the children over here, feed the children over there. I'm sorry, we've got children of our own here in this United States that don't have a home.
Help this country because of the hurricane.
They don't have a roof over their heads. They don't have a bed to sleep in at night. They don't have food to eat when they need to be fed.
Or the veterans. Our veterans.
And then
look
we
at
also
the
have
shitty care our veterans get.
Our veterans get the shittiest care.
Wake the fuck up, America. Look around. You see it every day. Go to a VA hospital once. See the shitty care these veterans get. We walk up and down the street. We live in a capital city for, I don't know how long I lived in the capital city here in Wisconsin.
And I still see people on the streets
And I've seen veterans that are like trying to get a handout for a meal because most of their money are going for their fucking medical cares. And these guys can't work because nobody will hire them because they either got this post-traumatic stress syndrome or they got an arm shot off or a leg shot off or they're disabled in some form and nobody wants to hire a vet.
No, they don't.
And I mean, it's pretty fucking sick, America. What the fuck happened?
Exactly. We need to quit worrying about the rest of the world.
We need to feed the starving kids in fucking America or in Africa. Kiss my ass. Take care of the kids that are starving here at home. You see it every day.
Too many of us are being complacent towards all this.
Women that get beaten and then they're living on the streets or basically living off of nothing because they're too afraid to get help.
This is a topic that really hits home, actually, because my girlfriend that I have right now, Lisa.
Yeah.
She was in an abusive relationship. She was married to a guy.
Yeah, and those cocksuckers, you aren't even men. You go and hit a fucking woman, man, you ought to be hung by your fucking testicles.
I agree with that.
And put out on fucking public display and let fucking people beat you with a fucking kendo stick or something like that. And beat the fucking piss out of you.
A man cannot
that hits a woman
himself
isn't a fucking man.
A man cannot consider himself a man if he raises his hand to a woman or a child.
And the woman that you should never, ever, ever, and I see it a lot in kids nowadays too, and this pisses me off too, is disrespecting your mother.
The one you should never disrespect
is your mother.
Raise a hand to, raise your voice to.
But it's like, what the fuck happened? Wake the fuck up, America. Why do we let this shit go on for so long? I mean, these commercials with these stars, Hollywood stars, give this money to the... You want to give money to a good charity? Give it to St. Jude's Cancer Research Hospital. Now, there's a good place to donate your money if you want to donate it.
That one is...
Or donate it to the Veterans Fund. Anything that's got to do with our veterans, donate it there. It's always for a good cause then. Keep it here in fucking America. Don't ship it off to fucking Iraq or fucking Africa or God knows where. Because that money could be...
how do we know that money is actually going towards feeding those
we
children?
could be funding guerrilla terrorists for all we know. I mean, you see videos of this shit, but, anything can be made up in Hollywood.
That's true. That's very true.
I mean, take clips of all the documentary films of them going down and seeing these tribes, because that's what some of these commercials look like, is tribes. But some of them countries in Africa, they've got just as much technology as we do here in America.
Yes, they do. They got just as much or more.
I mean, come on, wake the fuck up. Take the blinders off.
We need to do something about these politicians that let it happen.
Yeah, that's the other sad thing. They let it happen.
They're the ones that let it happen. They're the ones
they help promote
it. They help promote it.
They help promote it. Oh,
you know,
it's
all these Republicans
hurricane
are
relief fund for this country or hurricane relief that for that. Well, you know, how long did it take them to...
Don't start with that hurricane relief fund for this country. Because if you're talking about Puerto Rico is America.
Well, still. You know.
But still. And the U.S. Virgin Islands, that's still a territory of the United States.
All right,
we
maybe
own
not the
both
hurricane,
of those.
but how about when they go in after a war or a conflict like in Iran or Iraq, and then we have to go and clean up the mess, and we
had to clean up that mess because good old Georgie
W. But they invited us
over
there. Why shouldn't they pay for it?
Good old Georgie W. is the one that decided that we needed to go invade them. And we caused all that.
Yeah, well, stop invading people and start fucking worrying about here.
We need to worry about here.
You know?
Our country is in crisis right now.
I'm sure
we have a fucktard for a fucking president.
And I know...
And we have a bunch of fucking fucktards up there with a little R after their name that's too worried about making sure...
the most?
That's too worried about making sure that their big donors, their rich...
Yeah,
billionaire donors
get
more money, get richer, instead of making sure that the people who put them in the offices are taken care of. We have too many people in this country right now
that are suffering.
In the United States that are suffering because the southern states stay warm during the wintertime. These northern states, I'm sorry, we got people on the streets here that don't have shelter in the middle of winter.
And some of them are veterans.
A lot of them are veterans.
You know, I used to see them when I was growing up. I used to see one every now and then. And in the wintertime, that old man would sleep in a bus shelter in the wintertime.
Yep. I've seen a
60 below zero, and he's got his army jacket on, bundled up over whatever rags he had underneath it. And he used to sleep
there.
Bundled
as hard as he can get bundled.
And you know,
that's it.
The problem with that is unfortunately, you know, people just walked by and didn't care.
Yeah.
He'd be like...
That's another thing.
All he wanted was like a hot meal or a hot cup of coffee or
when the hell did we become...
Or help getting him into a shelter. But they'd lead him to sleep. Nobody'd check on him to see if the guy was still alive. You'd see kids throw things at things like that. You know, it's sick.
When the hell did we become an uncaring country? An uncaring people?
You know, I read about the old neighborhoods.
We're supposed to take care of each other. We're supposed to be there for each other.
Right.
We're supposed to take care of our own. Worry about us.
And there was a
Why do we have to be the super fucking nanny of the world?
We shouldn't. We should be worrying about right here at home.
Exactly. We should be right here.
But our backyard is such a mess, it's like a junkyard now.
Oh, yeah, it's a junkyard.
It's going to take them years to clean it up.
And I'm not saying it's just the Republicans, okay? I'm not going to say it's just the Republicans because there are
I don't like either.
Fucking Democrats up there, too, that'll sit there and they'll whine and cry and bitch and moan about all kinds of shit, and they won't do a damn thing to help. They won't do what is right. And
I'm sorry if I misquote him, and I probably will because I'm not that great at memory, but there's a guy I liked out there and I admire very well. I didn't like him much when he was a wrestler. But when he was a governor and then he started hosting his show Conspiracy Theories.
Yep.
Jesse the Body Ventura, a.k.a. Navy SEAL, also governor of Minnesota. And he was probably one of the most popular governors Minnesota ever had. He once said that he was never going to run for president because he didn't think that an honest politician would ever make it out there, and he'd have to be crooked in somehow, or you know, he couldn't do it.
And I think what he said was he wouldn't run for president because in order for him to run for the presidency, he would have to become a crooked crook like they are.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, it means that there's no such thing as an honest politician, which kind of fucking sucks.
You can't find an honest politician because every time.
If you knew how many secrets they were actually keeping from us.
Politicians. No, there are a few. Bernie Sanders, he's an independent from Vermont, and he is a damn good politician.
But see, they don't get very far.
He wants to take care of the people. He's wanting to do Medicare for all.
Maybe if he would have been the one and not Hillary out there.
We actually have one here in Wisconsin, Mark Pocan. Mark Pocan is one of the is one of the better.
Yeah, there are a few.
Congressmen. He's a congressman. He's not.
But there's not
senator.
enough of them to make a difference out there.
There's
That's
enough
the problem.
of them to actually help with throwing a little
They're
bit
too
of
afraid.
wrench in there. No, Mark Pocan's not, nor is Bernie Sanders. But there are a few of them that are afraid. There's a lot of the Democrats that go along with the Republicans because they're afraid of getting primaried in the goddamn elections. I'm sorry. You want to really, really make a difference?
Get some
Stand
cojones.
up. Grow a pair of fucking balls. If you don't want to grow a pair of balls, we'll go buy a couple of pair of brass balls and send them to your ass in fucking Congress.
You're supposed to be there for the people, and for many years, these politicians haven't done shit for the people.
No, they've done shit for themselves. That's it. They've been there for themselves.
And this country, I'm sorry to say, this country's gone to hell in a handbasket.
This country's still going to hell. And we're not in a
handbasket
anymore. We're in a fucking cart, and it's rolling downhill
at a very fast
breakneck
pace.
speeds.
You know, when I grew up, there was a neighborhood that my grandfather used to tell me about, and I've done a lot of research about it. And it's like, too bad things aren't like that. You know, it was called the Greenbush District. It was an Italian, it was an all Italian neighborhood in the Madison area, and it took place in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and it kind of died out after that. But you could leave a pie in the window, your window wide open, your house unlocked. You'd go to the store, leave your kids unattended. Your neighbors would keep an eye on your house and your kids without even really asking.
Yep.
You know, the crime rate in that neighborhood was probably zilch because if you did anything in that neighborhood, you know, somebody was going to speak up. If a kid broke a window, you know, the neighbor's going to go over to that, you know, parent's house and say, hey, your kid just broke so-and-so's window. You know, you weren't going to get away with squat back then. You know, but the other problem with that is because of our government and the way they do all this taxation and all these things on small businesses, that there's not a whole lot for kids to do out there anymore.
No, there's not.
And then
another thing
your parents, and a lot of us parents, I did the same, I'm probably guilty of it too, but we let our kids play inside too much. They didn't get to go outside and use their imagination.
That's wrong with our children too, and it is stemmed from the government, because you raise your hand to your child.
Oh yeah, you raise your hand to your child.
All that child has to
abuse.
do is scream, "Child abuse!"
And
I'm gonna call the cops,
and your
ass is in jail.
You know, when I was a kid, I got out of line. My dad would backhand me. My mom would hit, and my mom would. She came up with all kinds of ways to punish me and my brother.
My dad, I love him. I love him dearly. But I'll tell you right now, if I got out of hand, he sent me to the willow tree to pick a willow branch. And when I brought it back to him, if it wasn't a good enough branch, I got whipped with that branch on the way back to the willow tree, and whipped with the new branch on the way back home.
Didn't matter how hard you were crying. They wouldn't stop. My mom had to raise two boys, and me and my brother, we fought like cats and dogs. I mean, I love my brother. He's my brother, and I can't, you know, ask for another brother. You know, you can't do that. He's family, and family's family. But we fought like cats and dogs. We gave my mother hell, and she had these marker sticks that we'd have to go out and get. Pull them out of the ground. And let me tell you, they weren't like finely sand down. These things got hit across your back, you were going to get slivers in them.
Yep.
But they were used to mark like your cable lines and your stuff in the ground. So they're only like the real thin, like 1/4-inch stuff, so they break real easily. Boy, she used to paddle our asses with those.
A few of them over your ass.
Oh yeah, wooden spoons too. She'd go and buy them the great big huge wooden spoons. Broke those over my brother. Oh yeah.
I got wooden spoons.
But let me tell you,
I got a spatula once.
I grew up pretty decent. I got so much respect for my elders and stuff like this that it burns me a few times. But I tell you what, I'm a better person for it.
Yes.
I've never disrespected my mother.
I don't disrespect my parents. I never have.
And I've never hit a woman in my life.
My mother's gone now, and I miss her dearly. But being the youngest of 7 and getting picked on by the other 6, you know, yeah. But that's the way we were raised.
My brother and I had to use our imagination and go outside and play a lot.
That's what needs to happen in this country. We need to go back to our roots, and we need to start taking care of each other.
And stop taking away this stuff for kids.
Yes.
To do.
Give them an avenue to go to and get out in the world.
They don't have to always play video games and be on computers all the time.
Well,
I grew up without them.
looks like we're done.
Till next time.